Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Actors Take podcast. And I am your host, the actor. I feel good today. Actually, I feel really good. Yeah. So good news. I have this space to myself for a tiny limited time. So that means I have time to, at the very least, get some content going, right? Get some content going. So I just want to get into it. To be honest with you, I just want to get into it because some things have been happening, and as always, I have thoughts. So let's get into it all, shall we? But before we get into it, I want you guys to just like the video, if you could please. If you like what you've been seeing so far, if you like the content, if you like my commentary, by all means, just like the like button if you could. And if you love me and my content, please subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. So, what's been happening? What's been happening? Well, let's get into some stuff. So Barbara Broccoli has been of late been doing some press runs for I wouldn't call them press runs, yes, but not necessarily promoting anything. Because her new the new iteration of Bond is out in Blu-ray, and I'm so getting that. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. No Time to Die was not the best Bond, but I think for what it gave us, I appreciate what Bond. I appreciate what Daniel Craig brought to the table. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember being in high school and he was first announced, and just him, with the blonde hair and blue eyes, like literally all of my friends in school were like, "Why does this dude look like who works for the Third Reich?" Which is ironic because he did play a defiant Jew escaping from the Nazis in this movie called Defiance, which is crazy. Good movie too, by the way. Let's see what's happening with my mic here. Is it going to raise? No, it won't. Okay, that's fine. That's fine and then we'll just leave it like so. Right? So as always, his iteration of Bond was great, of course, right? And I mean, people have their complaints about some stuff for sure, yeah, obviously, but I think for the most part, it's safe to say that Bond did a really, really good job, a tremendous good job, a tremendous good job. So, Barbara Broccoli had came out with some quotes about Bond being male. And this isn't new news. Like, she said this I want to say earlier, like 6 months ago, maybe something like that. This is way before like No Time to Die came out. And essentially what she said was that Bond can be any color, but he is most definitely, unequivocally, 1000% a man. Dude is male. And I couldn't agree more. And of course, you have some people who will, talk about how, why don't you just make a female Bond, a female 007 and stuff like that? No, for one, because it's everybody knows it just wouldn't feel right. But let me just say this real quick, as the person who is who's a little bit seasoned in being in front of the camera, really, and on set. So that just as my actor's take on it. The thing is with me, when I see a male archetype in a lot of what's happening right now, a lot of times it doesn't bode over well when you have a male archetype being played by an actress. not to take away from that actress at all. Like I'm pretty sure she does a phenomenal job. The thing of it is that you know it's really really hard to embody something that is inherently male when you are a female playing this role. It's no different than having uh, um, a male actor. Like take me for instance, if I was to play somebody that was supposed to be a female, but they cast that person as a male, there would be a bunch of things that you would have to change about that role for it to fit me. And if it doesn't serve the story well to make these said changes, the character just won't be believed. There's no reason for people to really identify with that character all that well. Um, and I say all that to say reasons why I'm not really a huge proponent for a female Bond per se is because, well, let's just break down what Bond is. Bond is of course a male, but there are a lot of components of him that make him inherently male. Like for instance, um let's take his charm. Okay, Bond. Well, male and females can both be charming in their own way. However, each one is distinctive when it comes to how they are attracting the opposite sex. You may have one guy that's charming in a particular way to attract the female and vice versa. And with Bond, he's always had this sort of spunk about him that was appeasing specifically and exclusively to females, as I would say. Because he's always been charming around guys too, but not in a way that he would be with females, with Bond girls and stuff like that. And I always wonder, how would you be able to pull that off with the female Bond without changing the core of what Bond is? Because not only is Bond charming individual, dashing as fuck, he's also heterosexual. And if you were to cast him as um cast a female to play Bond and giving him all those tropes and all those kinds of things, like make him charming, make him appeasing to the ladies, you would have to make Bond, you know, lesbian. And that is already setting the precedent for a whole entire new version of Bond. Like it's one thing to cast somebody of a different color, of a different race, and things like that. But it's an entirely new thing when you cast as a different gender. And I think a lot of times, because we're in this climate of inclusion and diversity and things like that, and it's great. I think some people get carried away with what is inherently absolute when it comes to certain IPs and certain characters. And Bond, for instance, is, you know, absolutely male. I mean, if you just look at any Bond film, this guy is, he's charming and he's appeasing to the ladies. But, there's a lot of things that Bond does that a female Bond would have to do differently. Am I making any sense? Like, because it's nothing wrong with me. Like, this camera shaking. There's nothing wrong with me seeing female action heroes in movies. You know what I'm saying? But what I don't like are I don't like when female action stars and action heroes are literally doing anything and everything as if she was a man. Anytime I see a woman, that is capable, extremely capable, but is taking on dudes twice her size, three times her size, effortlessly, it begins to lose its integrity. The movie begins to lose its integrity because it's like, yeah, I see what you're doing. And it never used to be this bad. Like, just take some of the strongest female characters of all cinema history. Like Ripley, amazing, amazing character. With exception to Alien Resurrection. Linda Hamilton's Sarah Connor, amazing, amazing character, amazing character. But what made all of these characters amazing was not only wasn't just the fact that they were a woman, it was that the fact that these people were uh, inherently inferior of their situations and found ways to adapt to the situations to overcome it. And I think that's what makes great characters when you have a character that is weak uh uh in their universe, finds a way to overcome those obstacles by whatever means that they have due to their limitations and things like that. And then they overcome it. That's what makes them good characters. Clearly, a guy can beat up a guy no problem. The only different, the only common denominator will have to be like his skill set in fighting and stuff like that. But when a woman fights a guy, there has to be something integral and entirely different for her to, kick this guy's ass. Because men are just inherently stronger than women unless this woman is extremely capable and finds ways to maneuver over the guy and has like it's all about the brains and stuff like that because you just have to have that. And I love that in the Terminator franchise, with the exception to 3, 4, and 5, and Terminator 1 and 2, Terminator 1 and 2, and in the Alien franchise. I like how they showed these characters taking in their struggles, understanding that they can't just do what the guys are doing, and finding more innovative ways to conquer their their obstacles, their conflicts. And like Barbara was saying in the articles and stuff like that, especially as of late, we need more roles for women, showing how great they can be. And I couldn't agree more, mostly because a lot of times when you're just giving women these male archetype characters, it is lazy writing. And it's been a pet peeve of mine for a long time. I'm getting tired of seeing lazy written characters being cast, just for the sake of, hey, let's just have a woman character in here. It's like, you can do that, but, you know, nobody is going to see, everybody's going to see past what you're trying to do. Like, like guys, a woman can't just beat up people 3, 4 times the size. You know what I mean? So, now, I my fear is in what she's saying, because I do agree with everything she's saying, but my fear is that she is they may, not necessarily her in particular, but they may uh get rid of like the essence of the Bond girl. Because I know, like, in Daniel Craig's era, they tried to like change that up a little bit and give them a little bit more of like make them be more than just a Bond girl. You know what I'm saying? And um that's just stuff that we love, man. Like, we love when Bond can, you know, chillax under, you know, some chicks, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with the next ones. I have worries, but here's the thing: I am perfectly okay with Bond being male, because he is a male. His name is James Bond, for Christ's sake. They called him Janet Bond or something. It's tacky as hell, and nobody's gonna watch that shit. Come on. And now I will say this though, since he's going to stay male, and I don't care what nobody says, Idris Elba is my perfect replacement. I don't care how old he is. They better come up with some concept that makes him that can fit his age in this thing, because he just would be just so perfect, man. He would just be so perfect. But I am so glad that he's gonna stay male. What do you guys think in the comments? Why don't you guys let me know? Am I making any sense at all? Am I just tripping? Why don't you guys just let me know, and we can, have a conversation. Okay. Um, Next thing I want to talk about is who's excited for West Side Story? I know I am. Who's excited for West Side Story? Man, look, I'm gonna tell you something. The first time I saw West Side Story, I'll never forget it. I was in a music class, no less. I was in music class. It was where like all the theater kids would go like in school and shit, and kind of like just be theater nerds and stuff. And uh, the teacher put on West Side Story, and I remember just my experience watching it. I remember being so floored by just how um, the music sounded of that time. And I watch a lot of old movies too, but there was something about West Side Story that was just it was just so stimulating. Watching that, and I remember just being so invested in the characters and the story, and oh my god, like the relationship between Tony Maria, like oh my god, bro, like chemistry off the charts. And Maria was fine as hell. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. And as of late too, people are making these remakes and stuff like that, and doing the original IPs, like worse justice than ever. Like it's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, why are you remaking a classic and killing its legacy? You know what I'm saying? So, um, the fact that we have one of the greatest directors of all time directing a remake version of the West Side Story means that I don't necessarily have no worries. We're talking about an Oscar-winning director here. This dude does no wrong. I mean, he's had some movies for sure that are not like up to par, but it's clear that he has a standard that he likes to stick to because I mean, it's still for Spielberg. It's Steven Spielberg, for Christ's sake. The guy can do no wrong. That dude is iconic. Okay, and one of my favorite directors of all time. That being said, I have concerns. I have concerns, folks. I have concerns, and I'm gonna tell you something too. I, I haven't seen the movie yet. I mean, the movie's not out yet in my town, so um, I'm pretty sure these concerns are just probably hyperbolic. I'm probably just being overly speculative because I really love West Side Story. Um, and I mean, as far as musicals go, it's one of my favorite musicals. Um, but I have concerns simply because of what he had said recently, which was that there's not going to be any subtitles in his version of the film. Something about him wanting to respect the language and the culture and stuff like that, and stressed that the actors that he's casted are very expressive and very animated when they are performing, that you'll be able to understand or get a gist of what they're saying, no problem. Which tells me that okay, obviously he's taking a much more authentic take for this because I know in West Side Story, you have the white people and the Puerto Ricans and stuff like that. So clearly Puerto Ricans are going to be speaking in the native language, which is totally fine. Um, and I don't know necessarily what they're going to be doing with the music on this one. I mean, obviously they're going to modernize it somehow. I don't really know if they're going to be having like some kind of foreign number in there. When it's just all sung in Spanish. But here's my concern. But let me just say this: if the movie, I don't know yet because I haven't seen the movie, but if I see the movie and in the movie they have like say musical numbers where the whole song is just in Spanish, or they have like some little dialogue in here and there when there's like some Spanish speaking happening. You know what I'm saying? Like when you watch a movie, you just hear some people speaking in a foreign language somewhere, and you only get like maybe 5-10 seconds of that. You can still understand what might be happening. If it's something like that, then okay. It's like I don't really care about that. Like I mean, clearly, I mean, who wants to read subtitles hearing a song? It's all about the music for me. Like I mean, I listen to Spanish music all the time too. So it's like hearing that without the subtitles, I can definitely do. I'm good with that. But if he's going the route, and I hope he's not, I hope he's smart enough not to do this. But if he's going the route where uh, it's like he has uh, the Puerto Ricans, the Puerto Rican characters in the movie only speaking Spanish because they're around the speaking the because they would speak their native language when they're around each other throughout the entire film, and that's like the that's like the cap of the dialogue where anytime there's a scene where Maria and her sister are talking or stuff like that, it's just all speaking Spanish speaking, and there's no subtitles. I'm gonna have a bone to pick with Steven, Steven. I'm gonna have a bone to pick with you on who told you that was a good idea. Because I understand respecting the culture and respecting people's way of speaking and things like that, and wanting that representation portrayed well in film. Because Hollywood has always sometimes shitted on other people's cultures. I can admit that, and I can understand all of that. But you still have an audience that needs to understand what the fuck is being said and what the fuck is going on. And look, I don't know if that's what he's doing. Like I said, I'm still excited to see the movie. I don't know what great lengths he's going to actually cut out subtitles. It could just be like some snippets here and there, and yeah. But if it's not like that, there's going to be a serious issue, and it's going to be probably, in my opinion, the biggest complaint of the film. Because this is a 2.5 hour movie, man. And the movie isn't just about the white people. Yes, it's not just about Tony and them. It's about Maria and them and their relationship. And exploring those two sets of cultures. Like the white folks up in the gangs and, well, I call them American. The American parts of the movie, and then you have the Hispanic parts of the movie, and you're exploring those cultures throughout the entire film. But to a layman person, you still need to understand what is happening, what is being said, to get a gist of what's going on. Like, God can be expressive all he wants. That's cool. But I'm going to need to like understand something, like if they're having a like an like this is a scene in West Side Story. Everybody's seen it by now. There's a scene in West Side Story where Maria and her sister, I can't remember her name, but Maria and her sister are talking about the stake, the what's at stake for Maria going to run off um with her boyfriend, with Tony. And that is an important scene for what happens next in the film. And if that film is fucking in Spanish, and I don't know what the fuck is being said, because we have a new type of movie, we have a new script and things like that, you can't just depend on my knowledge of the original to be okay with that. You just can't. But I don't know. I could be totally wrong off this. I could be off my rocker. I'll probably just. I'm just really excited to see this movie, and as of late, I haven't really been seeing any of Steven Spielberg's films, mostly because they haven't been like in my. I just haven't been on my roster. I just haven't been interested in what he's been coming out lately. Not that they're bad movies. It's just they're not my cup of tea right now. And West Side Story, it is like the first movie of his catalog where I'm just like, ooh, finally. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't want it to get fucked up. Like I don't want you to, be so for the inclusion thing that you just say, you know what, no subtitles, let them speak in Spanish, fuck it. Because at some point you have to think about your audience. You got to think about if something is important enough to where the audience needs to catch that. Because look, some of these audience members, man. Look, and I'm an actor. Sometimes I do roles where my portrayal of the character or the lines that I speak from the script are not being understood, and I speak very clearly sometimes. Sometimes I know I have a little slur sometimes, but when I warm up and I say my lines, sometimes people still don't understand what the fuck I'm talking about. You know, but who knows? I don't know. I could just be off my rocker. But what do you guys think? Are you guys worried about that subtitle thing being a huge um, ding for the movie? I hope not. I really hope it is something glorious because man, what was the last musical I saw that was awesome? La La Land. La La Land was amazing. You can't call Hamilton was good. Hamilton was the bomb. I didn't see In the Heights yet, but I'm excited for West Side. So, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, guys, what you guys think about that, and then we can talk about it. Let's talk about it. Um. So, uh, now, have any of you guys seen The Last Duel? I saw The Last Duel. I saw The Last Duel. Great fucking movie, by the way. Oh my god, that ending. That movie stressed me the fuck out. Let me just tell you, that movie had me so much on the edge of my seat, man, and honestly, loved it. Loved it. I think it's one of his best films he's come out with in a while. And I know it's flopping right. I know it's flopped right now, and I know it's a shame, really. But um, script was good, acting was good, story was good. Just all around a really good film. Don't understand why people didn't want to watch it, man. But whatever. Uh, that being said, Ridley Scott's been having a challenging year, right? Is it just me? Like, is it just me, or it has the Gladiator director, Oscar winner and all, been having a hell of a year this year, right? For one, he's come out with an amazing movie, The Last Duel, and it tanks like bad, and that's what I can understand. Like you have literally what, four headliners that sell tickets in all of their films. You got Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, uh, Adam Driver, and forgive me, I don't know the chick's name. Jodie something, I think. Um, who else was in there? Great actors in this movie. Great actors in this movie, and still can't sell a ticket to see what I think could have been one of the most uh, enticing movies of the year. It's that good, guys. It really is. It's that good. And Ridley Scott at the helm of the seat, pushing this thing, making this thing. The director of Gladiator and all of your favorite sci-fi movies. The fact that a guy like that can't get a film like this to just crack 50 million, even 100 million, something's in the air. COVID. Yeah, something's in the air, all right. But I mean, but you guys hear what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of sad. And to make things worse, because he had two films come out this year. He had The Last Duel come out this year, and he had The House of Gucci. Now, I didn't see the House of Gucci yet. I really didn't. I want to, just haven't been so excited to see it. But I'll catch it. I'll catch it. It looks pretty good. Lady Gaga looks pretty dashing in her fur coats. Um, but from what I've been hearing, House of Gucci isn't doing too well either. Um, and not even just money wise. Like, people actually don't enjoy it as much as they thought they would. Like he has a movie that people love. You have another movie that people are kind of like, it's all right. You know what I mean? But that's not even the worst part. It turns out that the actual people that the movie's based on, the Gucci family, you know, came for his head. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, imagine that. Imagine being an actor, being in the entertainment industry. You make a movie. You make a movie about something that happened in history, and then you have the entire family come for your head and say, "Yo, that dude don't look like me." That's not how I talk. Oh shit! Oh shit! That's not what happened. Oh, oh, poor guy, man. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, but they were grilling him hard, dude. Like they came for his head, and really, and it's already sucks because really's been his response has been like his answers to these outcomes are just not good at all, man. And I love Ridley Scott. I really love Ridley Scott, but man, this dude is just maybe he's just too old to be, you know, to be classy or something. I don't know. Because look, when the last duel flopped, he blamed it on millennials. He blamed it on the fact that we on our phones too much. Make it make sense. I mean, I see what he's saying, but it's like, come on, bro. Like you in the, I mean, it's not like you're not an unsuccessful director. You're an amazing director. You're very acclaimed. Have a little bit of class, dude. I mean, use a little bit of your brain cells. I mean, it can't just be that people are in their phones a lot. You know, I mean, we're in the pandemic, man. There's a lot of films that are like flopping right now. Good films too. I mean, except for the Marvel movies, but I mean, minus those, a lot of films are not doing well right now. You know, don't have to be a sore loser about it. And he's like saying it's because these millennials are in their phones and they're all, they don't want to learn anything. They all just depend on Google. And look, so if they don't want to watch my 2.5 hour movie about true events, I'm just like, dude. First of all, it's their right to not care about your movie. But come on. You shouldn't have said that. I mean, because it's still your audience at the end of the day. You know, they still like your other shit. You can't just be doing stuff like that. I mean, I'm an actor. If I was to sit here and say like people don't like my performance because they're all 20 something college kids and they don't understand the thespian, craft I put into my performances. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna say fuck Patrick. You know, they're gonna say, well, why? Why do I need to watch you? But that being said, though, like his takes have just been kind of shallow, in my opinion. And then when House of Gucci, gets kind of called out for being inaccurate, and or just like an inaccurate portrayal of of uh of the Gucci family and things like that, he kind of throws him a finger. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't know how much effort. Like there's a little bit of ego, kind of like being brushed up with this stuff, man. You know what I mean? And both of these movies are not doing well. I think House of Gucci is doing a little bit better, but they're not doing as well as people want them to. And to make matters worse, I'm not done yet. To make matters worse, guys, this dude uh gets questioned about. He gets a compliment. Actually, he gets a compliment, and maybe he's just so used to people kind of criticizing him this year because he hasn't been having a good year this year as far as validation goes. His ego is kind of like taking a hit twice, but he actually gets a compliment from a journalist. Um, they praise him for saying, or for they praise him for the movie being realistic, for the last duel being realistic, and the movie is, dude, like it's one of the most realistic movies he's ever made. Like practically, it's great. The fight scenes, just the attention to detail of that era, and like the set pieces, fucking amazing movie. Y'all need to watch it seriously. I can't wait to get the Blu-ray. like too good. It's too good. But this journalist gives him like a compliment and says, it's a very realistic film. It's a very realistic film, compared to like other films you've done, like you've done Kingdom of Heaven and you've done Robin Hood, you know what I mean? But in cases of, he just cuts them off. This journalist is saying, compared to all of your other period pieces, The Last Duel is the most realistic. And then Ridley Scott cuts him off. And he goes, "Go fuck yourself." It's the most it's the most Hollywood shit I've ever heard, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, where's the class, dog? You know what I'm saying? You're 84 years old. Come on, man. Like you don't need to be. I mean, I get it. You have fuck you money. You can literally say fuck you, and people will still go to see your movies. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the the brushes of his ego, like or the lack thereof, is weighing down on his elderly mind. He's not having a good year this year, man. I can just tell. He's like, man, fuck this year. He's like, fuck 2021. Just give me 2022. Start to fuck it over. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just sad, man. I feel bad for him, really. Because he's such an acclaimed director, and he kind of like double dipped in failure with these films. You know what I'm saying? I don't look. I think The Last Duel, even though it didn't make as much as it should have made, I still think it is a grand cinematic achievement because The Last Duel was really really good, really really good. Now I'm gonna post my review on it too, but one of the things that I say about the film is that uh um it has it has the best takes of the dark themes of that film, like the asphalt. I can't use the words on YouTube, but you know what I'm saying, like the asphalt, the themes of asphalt. It's one of the best takes I've ever seen. The best takes I've ever seen. You know, of recent months. And it's just such a good film overall, and it makes no money. Okay, but then you got House of Gucci, dude, and it's just, you know what I mean. And I feel his pain. I feel his pain, bro. But man, I guess my issue is that he's too he's too acclaimed. You know what I'm saying? Too rich, really, to be acting like this. But maybe he's just feeling the pressures of the pandemic and just can't catch a break. You know what I mean? Because man, it's just I feel for the guy. I feel for the guy. But look, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of Ridley Scott and his journey through all this? 2021 has been kind of rough for all of us, really, but not as bad as Ridley Scott. I think I'm pretty cool. I mean, I haven't had two movies that got that failed, and yeah, I didn't publicly embarrass myself by telling a journalist to go fuck himself. I mean, look, um, yeah, but what do you guys think about that? Why don't you guys just put your thoughts down in the comments, and let's have a conversation. Let's have the conversation. Um, one more, yeah, I think we can do. Yeah, we can do one more. And one more thing I want to talk about. Just my final thoughts on this one little subject. Sorry about me shaking my camera, guys. I'm huge as hell. I weigh like 190 pounds. So the Matrix, right? I know I brought up the Matrix and my concerns for it. It's like, oh my god, how can I put this? It's like this whole promotional run has been a roller coaster ride. It's like one minute you see a trailer, and then you get super excited, and then you start hearing things about the movie, and it's like, what? And then you see another trailer, and you're like, ah! I saw the last trilogy, like the last trailer that just came out yesterday. I think yesterday. My God, was it really good? Such a good trailer, man. Oh, and I have a clearer understanding about what the Matrix might be this time. I don't know, but those action pieces, bro, like dope as hell. Let me just tell. Ooh, man, man, look, that last shot of the trailer with Neo on the fuck like running on the walls, and I still know kung fu. You damn right, you know some damn kung fu, boy. Woo, man, I can't wait for this fucking movie. I was pumped. I was pumped at that trailer. I said, you know what? I'll see this. I'll watch it after I see Spider-Man coming right here to see the Matrix. I'm so excited for the Matrix. And then we get some news on some non-rehearsal type stuff. I mean, recently, Lana Wachowski, not Lana Wachowski, but Keanu Reeves rather said that when they were filming, they filmed it like, well, the way I took it, it felt like they were kind of doing a run and gun thing to me. Like they didn't have any rehearsals. They didn't prep for anything. It was just kind of like they had a script with scenes in it, talked it through, and just did it. Now, I don't know exactly what that means. I think I know what it means, but I don't know what Keanu Reeves by that. What Keanu Reeves means by that. Because I've done one and done scenes before where, somebody would give me a script. We don't really have time to really prep for nothing. So we just kind of like read it and do it and we kind of just, shoot the scene. And typically it's okay to do stuff like that when it's just a really simple concept of a scene. The Matrix has never been simple concept. It's always been very heady and ambitious and cerebral type of film. Not as like super heady like Dune or nothing like that, but it's a kind of film where you have to pay attention to a lot of things, mainly the action. Now, if we can just go back for a second, if we can just travel back to memory lane for a bit, when the Matrix trilogy was being crafted, there was a lot of preparation. A lot of consultations and rehearsals and training that took place, which is why I think these movies are awesome. And I'm not sure exactly I don't know why they didn't feel the need to take that same amount of effort into this film, especially a film like The Matrix. I don't know what that was. But it kind of worries me. It kind of worries me a little bit that I don't know. I might maybe it's just because I'm so excited to see this IP get resurrected because that trailer started to make it feel like the Matrix coming back, could be worth revisiting. You get what I'm saying? And those action scenes alone being performed by American actors was already innovative in its own right. Because we're so used to seeing like uh, uh, Asian actors, perform those kinds of moves. Unless you're Chuck Norris or something. And we had Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne and Carrie Ann Moss doing those moves flawlessly. Holy shit! Now, now, the trailers have been making that action look pretty cool. Um, but when they say things like we haven't rehearsed anything, it just sounds like to me, just my gut talking. It sounds like to me like they kind of phoned it in. I don't know. I could be completely off my rocker, but it just seems like they phoned it in. And one of the things that I don't want, if anything, is for them to phone in the action scene. I already know that Keanu Reeves does martial arts in his personal time, so I'm pretty sure his actions are going to be good. But that's less I can say about Carrie Ann Moss. I'm not sure about the other characters. I haven't seen enough of them yet, but those action scenes for me is what's going to really make or break this film. I mean, because I think I already know. I mean, say what you want about the Wachowskis and their line of work. I'm pretty confident in their writing ability when it comes to scripts, because a lot of the concepts are just so good. The last thing that I was a true fan of was their Sense8 TV show on Netflix. Amazing show. Amazing show. Netflix, you canceled it, you bastards. But amazing show. So I'm already knowing that they have it in the bag as far as story goes. But I need these action scenes to really look good, man. I need them to not abuse bullet time, man. And when you're telling me that you didn't rehearse shit, you didn't prepare for shit, you just kind of did you just kind of just did it. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Like I said, the roller coaster ride. It's like 1 minute I'm worried, the next minute, ooh, then down. I'm like, oh, and then I see another trailer. Oh my god! And then something else comes out when it's like, oh. I'm still excited, but I have concerns. If anything, my general consensus of it is this: please be good. And I've never been this paranoid about a film since Star Wars. Star Wars, oh my god. I think Star Wars was worse because when I saw Star Wars, uh, Force Awakens did it for me. I was dope. I was like, yes. And then I had too much expectations in the last duel. And let's just say I didn't have a good night with that. And I saw it in IMAX. Paid $20. And I'm gonna see this movie in IMAX. I'm gonna see The Matrix in IMAX. I'm gonna pay $25. Please be good. For the life of me, please be good. But what do you guys think, guys? Do you think The Matrix is gonna suck? Are you excited for The Matrix as I am? Do you think these non-rehearsals are just irrelevant? It's just all about the story and the script and the architect and all that other stuff. What do you guys think? I'm probably just tripping. I might just be paranoid, but let me know in the comments what you guys think, and let's have the conversation. All right, guys. So that's all I have for today. Pretty good episode, I think. Pretty good episode. Appreciate you guys for supporting me. Appreciate you guys for hearing my thoughts on this stuff. I'm gonna try to keep this going. I'm having a lot of fun doing this, and I feel great. I feel great today, man. Like I went to the gym, I did some training. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple jabs in, had some breath. Man, I feel good. And I got no baby today. Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna do more push-ups when I'm done with this. But I appreciate you guys. You guys have a good one, and stay tuned for more videos coming up soon. Again, if you like this video, hit that like button. And if you love this video and you love my content, please subscribe. And I'll see you guys